This here is my wood lathe, and I've been using it for a couple of months now, but I want something better, something a little bigger. So I'm selling this thing, and I have a potential buyer that wants to know if he can do metal turning on this machine. So let's find out. Now, I've never done any metal turning on this machine, but I do have the cross slide, so in theory it is possible. It's important to keep these bearings lubricated. I'm using a little bolt to cap it off. Let's start the test with facing off a bit of aluminium. The cross slides have right thread in them, so you have to turn the wrong way in order to move it forward. Alright, let's see. This is about 500 RPM. Bit of WD-40. That went better than expected. Well, let's try that again, but with a different camera angle. It's not totally flat. It looks better than it is. There's a bit of backlash in the top slide, and also the grips need to be tightened up a bit. Let's take a bit off the side. Oh, that's a terrible finish. It probably will not show up on camera, but it is really bad. It really catches the nail. Let's try drilling. And I had to take the quill out in order to punch out the center bit, because it's not long enough to auto eject. The quill, by the way, has some kind of unknown taper. There's also quite a bit of damage at this end. Not sure how that happened. It does come with a rather nice vintage looking drill chuck. It only goes to 10 millimeters. Yeah, that looks real good. something got drilled, but that looked horrible. Let's try and drill a hole. That went pretty easy. Very easy. It should be clear by now that this machine is no good at turning metal, and I'm not gonna bother turning some steel on here. Let's see what the run out is. 30, 40, half a mil. That's a little over half a millimeter, and that's probably from the chuck. The chuck is pretty much stuck on there, so I can't measure the spindle nose, but this should be just as good. The needle is jumping a bit from the surface, but that's not a lot of run out. Now let's see what happens when I try to push up the chuck. That's almost 5/100th of a millimeter. That's no good. Now this machine has a sliding spindle threading mechanism, so we can move the spindle forward and check the bearing surface. It's tensioning up the belt. The bearing surface is slightly damaged, and that's probably because of the previous owner who had it running at 3000 RPM. If you then run out of oil, you got a problem. There's plenty of oil on there now. With the spindle moved forward, the play is almost cut in half. But yeah, you can't run it this way, so. But it shows you that there is some material missing here where it normally rides. So this thing is pretty much useless when it comes to metal cutting. It did okay for turning wood, at least for a while. Now I want something better. I never found out who made this machine, so if you recognize it, please put it in the comments. It's nice to know the name before I say goodbye to it.